Welcome one and all to a very special one-off video how the dispatcher would have booked the build to Evolution. Way back in January, I posted a series of videos how the dispatcher would book the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble. I'm still really proud of it, and as you might guess, I'm a big fan of the WWE Women's Division. And it's for that reason that I feel very let down, as I'm sure many others do, by the build to this Sunday's Evolution PLE. Now, the show itself will likely exceed my rock-bottom expectations, as WWE usually does, but the hype surrounding this upcoming and rare all-ladies event has become anticlimactic and bitter. I've been looking forward to this event for a long time and given it a lot of thought, so let me have a crack at it and tell you how I would have structured the card and how I would have tried to maximize interest and hype for the show. I'm the dispatcher, and this is how I would have booked the build to Evolution. Let me begin by saying, settle in, because I'm building a 10-match card, and we're going to go through it one by one. Now, in your own headcanon, if you want to move a couple of these matches over to the pre-show or Saturday night's main event the night before, or even the Friday SmackDown, that's fine, and it'd probably be very appropriate. But it's my fantasy, and we're going to go all out and produce a 3.5-hour show that will be considered must-watch, the same as any SummerSlam, Rumble, or Mania. So 10 matches, but not all of them need to be half-hour epics. Several of them can be 10 minutes and done. Another point before we get started, there's going to be a couple of revisionist changes to the landscape. Let's hop back to Money in the Bank. In this universe, Naomi comes oh so close, but is held up by Jade, allowing Rhea to claim the briefcase and become Miss Mammy in the Bank. She vows to cash in at Evolution. The second major revision is that the Queen of the Ring tourney will be held separately, starting 2 weeks behind the men, and the semifinals will be fought at Night of Champions to determine the finalists. In one match, Jade defeats Asuka, and in the other, Naomi defeats Kairi Sane. The crown and scepter, the Queen must have a scepter, are presented to the Riyadh audience as Jade and Naomi have a face-to-face stare-off. The main event for Evolution is set at Night of Champions. Finally, the tag belts are vacated due to Liv's injury. A mini-tournament is hastily set up. Roxanne and Raquel are given a first-round bye. Charlotte and Alexa defeat Michin and B-Fab to get a spot in the semifinals. On the other side, Chelsea successfully lobbies for Piper and Fire to get a bye, and it's the Bella Twins surprising NXT startups to be determined to earn their shot. After the match, though, the Bella Twins are attacked by unknown assailants. Everyone thinks it's Roxanne and Raquel. Aldis says Piper and Fire will have a mystery opponent in the semifinals, but won't say more than that. Dun dun dun. Okay, so let's go through the matches one by one in the order that they'll appear on the card. Leading things off and leading the promotional work for the show will be Becky-Bayley-Lyra. Immediately after the Bayley-Becky match on Raw that ended in no contest because of Lyra, a rematch is announced for Evolution. Becky versus Bayley, Hell in a Cell. Lyra is furious, but so is everybody else. She goes to see Adam Pearce to find out what's going on and see what she gets to do at Evolution. Pearce tells her the cell is because neither Becky nor Bayley trust Lyra not to interfere, but Pearce says since she insists on being involved, he can think of only one way to ensure she remains neutral and impartial, as the special referee. Lyra screams, "What in the bleeding gums Murphy do I know about being a referee, you slimy hairless toad?" Adam Pearce replies, "It's official." Our second match is Jordynne Grace versus Jayne. I got no problem with this match. Announce it early and give the WWE television audience some hype packages and interviews, and away we go. The third match is my first bait and switch. After Giulia defeats Zelina, a rematch is announced for Evolution. However, on the SmackDown right before, Zelina Vega, along with Wilde and Del Toro, are beat up backstage by Ivy Nile and American Made. Nick Aldis is going to cancel the match until Zelina is cleared, but Giulia demands Ivy Nile, and Aldis agrees. The fourth match is the first match of the second round of our mini tag tournament. Roxanne and Raquel will be facing Charlotte and Alexa. The second semifinal match is next, and Piper and Fire won't find out who they're facing until they're already in the ring. But I can tell you now, the mystery opponents will be the Magnificent Iconics. Match 6. After Money in the Bank, Tiffany says she's going to pick her opponent for Evolution. She wants the best up-and-comer, the most impressive and intimidating face on the roster, Stephanie Vacour. She comes to the ring and accepts. Rhea comes out and says whoever wins is going to get cashed in on. Tiff says that's cowardly. Why not cash in right now? Vakur says why not fight her for the briefcase? Rhea says, all right, she will be cashing in at Evolution, but she'll do it fair and square. Tiffany and Vakur can have their match, but they'll also be facing Rhea Ripley in a triple threat. She finds Aldis backstage, hands him the briefcase, and makes it official. On to match 7. After Night of Champions, Nia comes out on SmackDown and bitches about everything being unfair and blames Trish Stratus for causing all her problems by getting in Nia's business way back at Elimination Chamber. She says if Trish were here now, she'd finish her off for good. Trish is here! She comes running out and they brawl like animals. Aldis and security break it up, and Nia screams at Trish that she's going to put her career in a coffin, and Trish screams at Nia that she's going to toss her right into a garbage bin. Aldis says, Nia, you want to put Trish's career in a coffin, and Trish, you want to put Nia in a garbage bin. Well, one of you is going to get your wish. Let's have Nia versus Trish, dumpster versus casket, and the two of you can settle the score once and for all. Hot take number 8. That's something I've never said before. I just wanted to try it out. I didn't really like it. For the 8th match, after Night of Champions, Io Sky calls out Asuka. She says she gets to pick her opponent for Evolution and wants her best friend, Asuka. Asuka comes out and she accepts. Kairi runs out. She looks distressed. At first it seems like she's telling them not to fight, but then it becomes clear. She thinks Io should have picked her. She pushes both of them off and stomps away. Asuka looks worried. Io seems unconcerned. Match 9 will be the finals of the tag team tourney. Spoiler, it'll be Roxanne and Raquel, after Charlotte and Alexa implode, up against Piper and Fire, who defeat the Iconics to earn lots of heat coming into this match. And finally, our main event, the 10th match on the card, the Queen of the Ring Finals, Jade versus Naomi. The build-up is already there, and at boiling room temperature. So let's run down the card quickly now. 10 matches, most announced a full 9 days before the event, with a few surprises held in the back pocket. The Evolution lineup will look like this. 1. Bayley versus Becky, Hell in a Cell for the Intercontinental, Lyra as special guest referee. 2. Jordynne Grace versus Jacy Jayne, NXT Women's Championship. 3. Giulia versus Nile, replacing Zelina Vega for the US title. 4. Roxanne and Raquel versus Charlotte and Alexa tag-tourney semifinal. 5. Piper and Fire versus a mystery team, the Iconics, tag-tourney semifinal. 6. Tiffany, Stephanie Vakur, Rhea Ripley triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. 7. Nia Jax versus Trish Stratus in a dumpster/casket match. 8. Io versus Asuka, World Championship match. 9. Tag Tourney Finals, to be determined. Oh wait, you already know. Roxanne and Raquel versus Piper and Fire. 10. Jade versus Naomi, Queen of the Ring Finals. Okay, so if you want to pick your own winners and fantasy book the outcomes of these matches yourself, be my guest. Now would be a good time to stop the video. But if you're curious at all, and I hope you are, then I've done my job. And for the sake of closure, we'll run through the match order one more time and I'll give you fantasy spoilers to my fantasy evolution. Opening match, Bayley-Becky, Hell in a Cell, Lyra the referee. Becky wins after Lyra hits Bayley with a Nightwing. Second match, Jordynne Grace and Jacy Jayne. I flipped a coin and it came up Jordynne Grace, so that's the call. Match 3, Giulia and Nile, awesome high-paced athletic but short match, Giulia retains. Match 4, Roxanne and Raquel win a spirited affair after Flair walks out on Alexa. 5, the Iconics are the surprise opponents for Alba Fire and Piper Niven. This match could have a lot of comedic antics with Chelsea Green on the outside, and Piper and Fire will play dastardly heels against the Iconics, generating as much heat momentum as they can to carry them into the finals. 6, Tiffany, Stephanie, Rhea. Tiffany retains somehow. The tension between these three remains unresolved. Match 7, Trish and Nia. A couple of big spots, but it won't take too long for Trish to toss Nia into a dumpster and slam the lid shut. The 8th match, a lot of people won't like this, but controversy gets the clicks. After their entrances, but before the bell sounds, Asuka and Io are interrupted by Kairi. Io wants to hug it out with Kairi, but she attacks Io and is soon joined by a sadistic-looking Asuka, and they beat up Io so bad that the referee calls off the match and waves to the back for help. Giulia runs out to help, but she gets double-teamed by Asuka and Kairi and gets beaten up pretty bad for her troubles too. Asuka holds up Io's championship belt, and Kairi holds up Giulia's US title. Asuka grabs the mic. No one is ready for Asuka. No one is safe from Kabuki Warriors. We destroyed the Bella Twins, and we will destroy all of you. Whoever wins the tag belts will lose to Kabuki Warriors. Io will lose to Asuka. Giulia will lose to Kairi. All gold will belong to Kabuki Warriors. We will take everything from everybody. Asuka and Kairi lay the respective titles on the limp and lifeless bodies of Io and Giulia. A rematch for Io and Asuka is soon scheduled for SummerSlam, as is a match for Giulia with Kairi. Match 9, the Tag Team Mini-Tourney Finals. Roxanne and Raquel play face against Piper and Fire and bring the belts home to the Judgment Day. And the main event, Jade and Naomi, the Queen of the Ring Finals, the winner after a surprise appearance and distraction by Bianca Belair. Naomi. Long live Queen Naomi. Let all who oppose her proceed with caution. And that's it. Thanks for being here. If you made it all the way to the end, honestly, thank you so much for your time and attention. Why not check out some of my other videos, give me a like, or leave me a comment telling me what you think. That would be a blast. I hope someday, somebody, somewhere, enjoys this video. And if that was you, isn't that awesome? I'm the Dispatcher. You're on the top turnbuckle, and every day is a sunset flip.